is going to be fun. There's a little bit of controversy also around this. Why is he sitting? He's asking. Welcome Pranava, welcome. Welcome everyone. Shubha Sayam Sarvebhyah. We are live on YouTube as well. We'll wait for 2 more minutes for more people to join in, and then we'll get started with this evening's session. On Patreon also? Okay. The email? Oh, Patreon did not send you an email? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Oh, got it. Okay, this one is set as a members only. Okay, there was no public. All right. Oh, damn. I did not notice this. Let's see if people join in. Nobody was notified of this. This was set to private. My bad. Yes. There was no... Yes. You didn't find it on YouTube. You could probably... Yes. That missed my attention. All right, now people are joining in. Namaskaram, welcome. Namaskaram, Om Prakashji. Namaskaram. Too long it's been. Namaskaram. Yes, earlier Vakshuddhi students will join us because this link was posted on that group. I'm sorry, that was by mistake, but good to have you here. Lovely. Wonderful to have you here. This session is on the Indian National Anthem. This is not a regular Sanskrit class, but yes, welcome. We have a Britisher here. Wonderful. Here there are. This is George V and his wife. All right. I've only heard. Wonderful. So we'll reminisce a little bit about what happened. So I hope you take it in the right spirit. No hard feelings now, of course, between the people, but the colonial history was really bad, and it needs to be taught about. And we need to remember history to not repeat the mistakes again. So, good to have you here. I hope you enjoy the session, irrespective of some shots being taken at against the British. All right, welcome everyone. Wonderful. Yes, welcome Noyon, Bhojan Rashik, Namaskaram, Divyanjali ji. Let's get started. It's 8:05 p.m. So, we have been having Friday evening live streams on Saundarya Lahari, and on the occasion of the Indian Independence Day from the British rule, which lasted for multiple centuries, which we celebrate on August 15th every year. Last Saturday, we had covered the complete version of the Indian national song, which is Vande Mataram, composed by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, which has 6 verses, but only 2 are adapted for modern use these days. We only sing the 2 stanzas. We had learned the 6 stanzas of Vande Mataram. Now, for this Saturday, leading up to August 15th, I thought on a very ardent request of Noyan Chakravarti, who is sitting here, to cover the Indian national anthem, which is JanaGanaMana, which is composed by one of the most popular poets to come out of modern India, Rabindranath. His name itself is, there are controversies to pronounce this. Rabindranath Tagore, as the rest of the country knows, but Robi Thakur, as Bengalis know him. So, this evening we'll be looking at the complete version. JanaGanaMana, as we know it, is just one stanza out of 5 stanzas. Before we go into it, before we go into the meanings of it, there is a little bit of controversy because Robi Thakur, Rabindranath Thakur, or Rabindranath Tagore, or Ravindranath in his Sanskrit name, composed it when we were still being oppressed by the British. He composed it sometime around 1911. Interestingly, around the same time, apparently, when George V, this guy, who he and his wife both, George V and Mary, the then King and Queen of England, visited Bharat. And interestingly, there exists, as we all love drama, there is a lot of drama around, oh, he must have written and composed this in their dedicating the song to them. Because there are a few mentions here and there that Bharata Bhagya Vidata, which means the one who sets the fortunes of this land, and people who still have that colonial hangover going on and cannot reconcile that we are free, and freedom fighters must have good intentions in their heart and are all British stooges. Think Robi Thakur, this man you see to my right, he too was a British stooge, is the conspiracy theory. But once we go through the verses of the song, we see clear mentions of Bharata Mata, her being the mother, the verses. Because the other verses have been omitted out, there is this confusion and some room for this conspiracy theory. But if we really go through the whole thing, we see that the ruler is not a current ruler or a British ruler, but an eternal ruler of the hearts and minds of the people of Bharat. So, and on top of everything else, he himself, Robi Thakur, when confronted with this, they alleged these controversies and these opinions on him. And he said, this is not on George 5, 6, 7 or whatever else name came after that. Robi Thakur himself clarified this. This is a more drama that people keep doing, so we'll not go into that. We'll only be looking at the literature of JanaGanaMana, which again, like Vande Mataram, is compiled by a Bengali, and there are a lot of Bengali words used in it. But 95% of it, or the words, are from Sanskrit, and most of us mistake it to be completely Sanskrit. It is to that extent that there are Sanskrit words in this composition. So keeping that controversy aside, he himself, the intentions, how do you know who it is composed on, who his composition is written on? You ask the composer himself, and if you don't trust them and you think it's on somebody else, then it's unfortunate. And in 1919, there are some translations that Robi Thakur himself made to teach a gathering in Madanapalli in Andhra Pradesh. This was a school run by the Theosophical Society, and he taught those students there. And of course, he made sure to still, before 1947, so he made sure that the revolutionary spirit of the song is subdued a little bit and the poetic expression is highlighted more. So after going through his own Robi Thakur's translation, which he then translated JanaGanaMana as the morning song of India in his own writing, we will now attempt to understand all the 5 stanzas of JanaGanaMana. Let's get started. Before we embark on this journey, we use the tune. There are some rules and guidelines which are good to be followed when rendering something which is important, extremely important to a whole nation of people. Some of these are set down as a law, unbreakable law, that you have to follow this law of the land if you want to sing the anthem and sing it properly. And then there are guidelines, which are, it's good to not do this to the national anthem and symbols of unity of the country, like the national flag. It can't be in any dimension proportions. You can't tear it, abuse it, or use it in contexts where it is deemed disrespectful. So in a similar sense, don't drag it out. If you're sing it in that roughly around, not militarily around 52 seconds, but roughly take 52 seconds if you're singing the one stanza out of 5, or if you're just singing 2 lines in even more abridged form, then sing it for 20 seconds in a tune which lasts for 20 seconds, and so on. And no interruptions, of course. You can't cut it out and then take a break, go around, do other things, and start it somewhere in the middle. No alterations which are disrespectful. Standing at attention, there is a lot of controversy around this again, a lot of drama we love. So, and no renditions which are disrespectful to the song. So, the original name of the anthem is Bharato Bhagyo Vidatha. Nayan is saying, in some magazines in which it was published, yes, it was when the Brahmo Samaj people published it. It was called Bharato Bhagyo Vidatha, as again it is pronounced in Bengali. Whichever be the case, let us look at what the whole composition is like. You see, there are 5 stanzas in all. What we read is just this part here, from here to here. That's it, 1 stanza. The rest of the 4 stanzas are blissfully cut out so that it doesn't go on for too long. But in today's session, we will learn all of them, which will put to rest all controversies, any kind of confusions, and give us the whole context of how the freedom struggle was. Of course, we looked at Vande Mataram last weekend, and that was late 1800s, early 1900s. This is early 1900s. Robi Thakur came after Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. And Aurobindo Ghosh also was his contemporary and slightly after him. So these freedom fighters, visionaries, great poets and leaders of our land gave these brilliant compositions to move people forward and to create a revolution, a movement, people's movement. Let us see how to pronounce the words of this. Clearly, a lot of this seems to be Sanskrit. Adhinayaka, Bhagya Vidhata, Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga, Jayagatha. All of these, Shubha, Ashisha, all of these are Sanskrit words themselves, but there are few Bengali words interspersed here and there. Their origins also are in Sanskrit, but they don't follow the rules of Sanskrit grammar, like Jage, Mage, Gahe, or Matha, which comes later on. These are not Sanskrit words. So, wherever there are non-Sanskrit Bengali words which are used, I have a small star mark ahead of those lines, but the rest of them all are completely in Sanskrit. And to all the Bengali audiences here, I know that there is a nuance in pronouncing Sanskrit words in Bengali, which is there is no a, there is a. So, JanaGanaMana adhinayaka jayahe bharato bhagyo vidhata. No va. So it would be bhagya vidhata, but then again it's not gya but bhagyo. So like Padma becomes Paddo. So there are nuances. We'll not do that. We will pronounce these in the Sanskrit language variant, how it is supposed to be pronounced in Sanskrit, not in Bengali. All right. With that permission from all the Bengalis, we'll look at how to pronounce all the 5 stanzas. Please pay attention. Let me zoom it up a little bit. The first stanza goes like this. JanaGanaMana adhinayaka jaya he Bharata bhagya vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravida Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchchala Jaladhi Taranga Tava Shubha Name Jage तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। Second stanza. अहरह तव आह्वान प्रचारित, सुनी तव उदार वाणी। हिंदू बौद्ध सिख जैन पारसिक, मुसलमान कृष्तानी। पूरब पश्चिम आसे, तव सिंहासन पाशे। प्रेमहार होय गाथा, जन गण ऐक्य विधायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। पतन अभ्युदय बंधुर पंथा, युग युग धावित यात्री। हे चिरसारथि तव रथ चक्रे, मुखरित पथ दिन रात्रि। दारुण विप्लव माझे, तव शंखध्वनि बाजे। संकट दुख त्राता, जन गण पथ परिचायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। घोर तिमिर घन निबिड़ निशीथे, पीडित मूर्छित देशे। जाग्रत छिल तव अविचल मंगल, नत नयने अनिमेषे। दुस्वप्ने आतंके, रक्षा करिले अंके। स्नेहमयी तुमि माता, जन गण दुख त्रायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे। लास्ट स्टांजा. रात्रि प्रभातिल उदिल रविच्छवि, पूर्व उदयगिरि भाले। गाहे विहंगम पुण्य समीरण, नवजीवन रस ढाले। तव करुणारुण रागे, निद्रित भारत जागे। तव चरणे नत माथा, जय 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 हे जय राजेश्वर भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे. Very powerful words, and I'm once again very conscious of mispronouncing how this is in Bengali, because it would be Tobo korunaruno rage, nidrito bharato jage, tobo chorone noto matha, but it's not consistent with the rest of the Sanskrit words which are pronounced in the Sanskrit form. So we'll Sanskritify the Bengali pronunciations for now. One common concern here is, Robi Thakur used Rajeshwara, which is a masculine adjective. The feminine, if it's for Bharat Mata, it should have been Rajeshwari, but it says Rajeshwara because the Rajeshwara is for Bharat. If he used Bharati, Bharata Mata, he would have used Rajeshwari. But Bharatam and Bharatah is masculine or neuter gender words, so Rajeshwara is a valid adjective there. Once again, this leads up to that controversy that, because this is a masculine gender adjective, this must be for the British king. Not so. This is for Bharat, as he himself had amply clarified. Now, these 5 stanzas, out of which we only have learnt to chant and sing in the very popular tune, the first stanza, we'll use that same tune for the entire song, but meaning no disrespect towards the shorter, more widely accepted version. We'll use the same tune for this whole song, while learning the meanings of each verse, each stanza. The first line of the first stanza goes like this. And you will see, you might have noticed that JanaGana is used everywhere. And also, this is very conducive towards a march almost. There are, the Bharata, Bhagya Vidhata, that bha, bha and dha, these sounds in those intervals seem like they are very conducive for cannon sounds to go off or for a military kind of march to happen. We'll see how it is, but you will see that this Jana Gana keeps repeating again and again, and then there is a new kind of adjective being used in every stanza. Here it is JanaGanaMana Adhinayaka. Somewhere else it is JanaGana Aikya Vidhayaka. Somewhere else it is JanaGana Sankatatraya, Dukkhatrayaka. So like this, we'll see and appreciate more of that poetic nature as we go through all the stanzas. But for the first line, it is Jana Gana. The na in Jana and na in Gana are distinctly different. And in Mana, again, it is the same na as in Jana. So make sure that you are pronouncing it and it sounds better. Not because you have to now follow rules of grammar rigidly, but it just sounds better when you use that. JanaGanaMana Adhinayaka. Adhinayaka means the one who rules, supreme. Nayaka is a leader, the one who takes forward. That is why eyes are called Nayana. That Naya means to take forward. Adhinayaka is the one who takes us all forward. Takes what forward? Mana, the hearts. Of what? Of Jana Gana. Gana is a group, community, a gathering. A gang is also a Gana. But also a cluster of people, all communities of people. When people come together, they form a community, and all communities of people, Jana Gana, Mana Adhinayaka, the supreme leader of all of these communities of people, Jaya, be victorious. Not may you be victorious. There is a difference. If it is a hope or a wish that may the land be victorious, then it would be Jayatu. That is the form for a wish or hope. But if this is an imperative thing, that a command or now a directive that you be victorious now, it is Jaya. So Jaya, be victorious. He, O, Bharata. This is in Sambodhana towards the land of Bharat. O Bharat, Bhagya Vidhata, the one who dispenses, who lays down the fortunes of all of these people. May you be, not may you, be victorious. So the next line of the first stanza. Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkala, Vanga, the kingdom to the east, the now Bengal. The Sanskrit word for it is Vangarajya, but as an ode to Bengal, I kept Banga, and Ravi Thakur himself wrote Banga, so why change it? Utkala, Banga. So you know all these provinces, these pieces of land, these regions. So they might not exactly correspond to the same boundaries of states which now exist, which are inside. So Sindh, there is a controversy again, that Sindh is now a part in Pakistan, etc., etc. But these all Sindhis are still in India. So now India. But these refer to these regions and the people belonging to these regions. So people belonging to Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkala, which is now Odisha, and Banga. Vindhya, Himachala, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchchala, Jaladhi, Taranga. Taranga is a wave, Jaladhi is a huge water body. Uchchala is that which is grand, great, which has a lot, which is exalted. So all these water bodies like Yamuna, Ganga, the plains there, and Vindhya and Himalaya is the all these other regions of which make up Bharat, the extremities of this land. The people there, Tava Shubha Name Jage. Tava is your Shubha, auspicious. Name is in the name, Bengali word. Jage, again Bengali, they awake. Tava Shubha Ashisha. Ashisha is a blessing. Mage, they seek, they request. Gahe, they sing. What do they sing? Tava, your Jaya Gatha. The Gatha is a story or your the actions that you have done of victory. Jaya Gatha, they sing the stories of your victory. Here again, you see that same kind of word, JanaGana Mangaladayaka, the one who provides auspiciousness, Mangala. Jaya, JanaGana Mangaladayaka, Jaya, be victorious. He Bharata, Bhagya Vidhata, Bharat, the one who dispenses all of our fortune. Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. May you be victorious, victorious, and ever, ever be victorious. Not may you be ever victorious. Now, if I start singing in the tune, I myself might get up and stand, but we'll learn all the meanings, and then we will, with respect in our hearts, sing the whole thing, thinking this is not the anthem as we know it now, but the full version of the song, the composition. The second stanza is like this. Aharaha tava ahvana pracharita suni tava udaravani. Again, pracharita and suni are not Sanskrit words, but the rest of them, aharaha and tava and udaravani, they're all fully Sanskrit. But Hindu, Buddha, Sikh, Jaina, Parsik, Musalman, Krishtani, these are different religions. Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, Parsis, Muslims and Christians, all these different communities who belong in the land. Towards all of them, what happens? Aharaha, every single day. Ahaha is a day. Aharaha, tava, your, ahvana, invitation, prasarita, pracharita. Prachara is propagate, to spread. Suni, I have heard. Tava, your, udaravani, the great, exalted, noble voice. Your call and cry for liberation spreads every single day. And I have heard that call. And all these different communities of people, Hindus, Buddhists, Sikhs, Jains, Parsis, Muslims and Christians, Puraba, Paschima, Ase, they gather from Puraba, Purva in Sanskrit, Puraba in Bangla. They gather from the east and Paschima from the west, where Tava, your Simhasana Pashe, towards for the love of your throne, Premahara, this is all, the whole phrase is a Bengali phrase, Premoharo Hoye Gatha, which is this story of yours has now, they offer kind of a garland of love. All these communities of people they form a garland of love at your throne. The last line in this stanza, Jana Gana Aikya Vidhayaka. Vidhayaka, once again, the one who sets. Aikyata. Aikya is unity. Of whom? Jana Gana. Jana Gana Aikya Vidhayaka. Jaya, be victorious. He Bharata, Bhagya Vidhata. Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. May you be ever and ever victorious. The midpoint of the composition, third stanza, very powerful lines. Patana Abhyudaya Bandhura Pantha. Patana is downfall. Abhyudaya is rising up again. Bandhura Pantha. Bandhura is that which is treacherous, very tricky to tread. Pantha is a path. This path of downfall and rising again is a very treacherous thing, of regression and progression. Where do we go as a group of people? Are we progressing or are we regressing as a society? Is a very tricky path to tread. And a yuga yuga, throughout ages, dhavita yatri. Yatri, the one who is on that journey, has been running. All of us who are on that journey have been running and treading this path of downfall and uprisal for ages. But He Chira Sarathi, one who is Chira, eternally, Sarathi, the one who drives all of us forward, Sarathi, the one who is behind the wheel, Tava Ratha Chakre, at your, not at, Chakre in Sanskrit would mean at, but Tava is your, Ratha Chakra, the wheels of your chariot of the land. You are the charioteer and the wheels of this chariot of progress. Mukharita Patha Dinaratri. they are shining or echoing along this path, shining it up. They are giving us, they're leading us, doing margadarshan, which is path finding. They're setting the path for us. So, I hope this line is clear. Patana abhyudaya bandhura pantha yuga yuga dhavita yatri he chira sarathi tava ratha chakre mukharita patha dinaratri daruna viplava majhe. In the midst of daruna, which is terrible, viplava, revolution, tava shankha dhvani baje, the sound of your conch resounds. Sankata dukkha trata. Trata means the one who protects. From what? From suffering, dukkha, and troubles, sankata. The next adjective here is JanaGana patha parichayaka. The one who sets the direction, the one who of journey, the one who sets the path is patha parichayaka. JanaGana patha parichayaka jaya he. Be victorious, O one who sets the direction for all these masses, these communities of people. He Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya. O Bharat, who dispenses all of our fortunes, be victorious. Fourth stanza. Ghora timira ghana nibida nishithe. Ghora, terrible, timira, darkness, ghana, which is dense, nibida, which is depressing, which is puts us down, nishithi is night, nishithe, in that night, and pidita, that which is oppressed, murchita, that which is unconscious, deshe, in this land. So he wouldn't, Rabindranath Tagore would not be using all these kind of words if this is song in praise of somebody, some oppressing king from an outside land. So definitely not in praise of some king. In this Ghora Timira Ghana Nibida Nishithe Pidita Murchita Deshe, in this dense dark midnight of deep in ignorance, in the country which is oppressed and unconscious, Murchita, Jagrata Chela. That Chilo is a pure Bengali word, but will you say Chela for that also? Jagrata Chelo Tava Avichala Mangala Nata Nayane Animeshe. While in the midst of such terrible dense darkness of ignorance and in this such agony, your eyes are still witnessing all of this and they are constantly awake, but your head is bowed down and your eyes are looking down, but they are awake and open. Animeshe. We just looked at animeshatva in Saundra Lahari Shloka yesterday, but here Rabindranath Tagore is using the same adjective as animesha, blinkless, constantly aware and open and witnessing all these atrocities. Your eyes, O Bharat, are open. Duswapne atanke. During nightmares, duswapna, atanka is terrors. Raksha karile anke. Anka is the lap. Raksha karile is you have protected us. Snehamayi tumi mata. You are filled with love. Sneha is love, affection. Mata, O mother, you keeping your eyes ever awake and open and alert in the middle of such dark and distressing night. Our nightmares you have protected us from by taking us into your lap, O mother filled with affection. Jana Gana dukkha trayaka. Trayaka, again one who protects from suffering, dukkha. Jana Gana dukkha trayaka jaya he. Bharata Bhagya Vidhata Jaya 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 He. Be ever and ever victorious, O Bharat, who dispenses all of our fortunes. Last stanza. Ratri Prabhatila Udila Ravichavi Purva Udaya Giri Bhale Gahe Vihangama Punya Samirana Navajivana Rasadhale. After such dark and distressing nights that we read about in the previous stanza, the night has now broken and dawn has come forth. Ratri Prabhatila. Prabhata is early morning. So that Ratri has now turned into Prabhata. Dawn broke. And Udilo is the right pronunciation, but we'll say Udila. Ravi Chavi. The rays of the sun have risen, where Purva Udayagiri Bhale in the Arunachal mountains to the east, there that to the eastern peaks, as Rabindranath Tagore had translated in his English version. In those eastern peaks, this night has broken into dawn, and that with it brought Gahe Vihangama Punya Samirana Navajivana Rasadhale. Vihangama are birds, Gahe, they are singing. In where are they singing? Punya Samirana Navajivana Rasadhale. They are singing on the branches, and they are as which are filled with Navajivana, new life. An essence of new life is Navajivana Rasa. Such nice playful words of hope and a new dawn. And what kind? How is the breeze? Samira is Punya Samirana. With that early morning daybreak, these sacred breezes are flowing, and these birds are chirping. And in that hopeful atmosphere, Tava Karunaruna Rage, in that reddishness of your compassion, Nidrita Bharata Jage. As day broke, the Bharat, again the people also, or the land is not just a boundary but it's people, that Nidrita Bharat, all the people who were asleep have come awake, Jage. Tava Charane Nata Matha. Matha is the head, not in Sanskrit, in Bangla. At your feet, Tava Charane, my head is bowed. Jaya 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 He Raja Jaya Rajeshwara. This land had many kings who have ruled it, but you, O mother, you, O land, are the ruler of them all. Be ever victorious, O Bharat, the dispenser of fortune of all these people, all these communities of people. Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya He, Jaya 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 He. Be ever and ever victorious. Thus, we finish all the 5 stanzas. Simple, very profound, very powerful. 5 lines, 5 stanzas of JanaGanaMana. I hope you all understood the meaning and how to chant and how to sing. We'll probably sing it. We'll sing it now in tune. All the 5 stanzas. If you wish to, you may stand. I will not. I will sit and chant with a lot of reverence in my heart. But we will be doing the entire 5 stanzas, so you need not go with the assumption this is the current existing national anthem for which you have to stand. All right, let us sing all these verses in the tune that we use for the national anthem. JanaGanaMana अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे आहरह तव आह्वान प्रचारित सुनि तव उदार वाणी हिंदू बौद्ध सिख जैन पारसिक मुसलमान ख्रिस्तानी पूरब पश्चिम आसे तव सिंहासन पाशे प्रेम हार है गाथा जन गण ऐक्य विधायक जय है भारत भाग्य विधाता जय है जय है जय है जय 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 है पतन अभ्युदय बंधुर पंथ युग युग धावित यात्री हे चिर सारथि तव रथ चक्रे मुखरित पथ दिन रात्रि दारुण विप्लव माझे तव शंख ध्वनि बाजे संकट दुख त्राता जन गण पथ परिचायक जय है भारत भाग्य विधाता जय है जय है जय है जय 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 है घोर तिमिर घन निबिड़ निशीथे पीड़ित मूर्छित देशे जाग्रत छिल तव अविचल मंगल नतनयने अनिमेषे दुस्वप्ने आतंके रक्षा करिले अंके स्नेहमयी तुमी माता जन गण दुख त्रायक जय है भारत भाग्य विधाता जय है जय है जय है जय 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 है रात्रि प्रभातिल उदिल रवेच्छवि पूर्व उदय गिरि भाले गाहे विहंगम पुण्य समीरण नवजीवन रस ढाले तव करुणारुण रागे निद्रित भारत जागे तव चरणे नत माथा जय 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 हे जय राजेश्वर भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद Jai Bharat. Thank you so much everybody for joining us for this session. Wish you all a very, very, very happy Indian Independence Day in advance. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, we can take them now. People on Zoom, if you want to chant them, you can do it now. All right, I have a rough idea of who our Zoom members are. Others who are still watching on the stream, if you want to join us on Zoom, you're welcome. I kind of forgot what the password for this was myself. Guys, you remember what was? Jaya. So the password for this Zoom session, for which you will find the link in the description. You can join using that link, and come, we'll have a conversation on Zoom. Two-way conversation. On YouTube live stream, we'll end the stream now. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next live stream on Soundarya Lahari. The next Friday it is scheduled. Thank you so much. Shubharatri. Namaskaram. Yes.